How's it going, guys? I'm recording here on a quick match. Looks like I end up having to pick out what's going on here. Hand is not terrible. Looks like we could get rid of like 2 of these cards, see if we get some more threats on the board. And that looks pretty good. Let's throw out this big threat right away. The goal with this deck is really just to get their life total to a significant damage down, and then be able to use Flame Strike or direct damage. So he had to banish it, it burned a card that he can't draw now, so now he's playing Muse. I sadly don't have anything to deal with it, so he's going to be in a better position than I am. So we definitely know he's playing Sage. Him drawing cards on me is very significant, but we do have the Wave of Transformation, so that we can get rid of his Muse plus whatever else he decides to play. So we know that he has Veldin. Temporal Shift is not a big deal, but the Veldin kind of is. So he throws Muse. Really, the 2 damage isn't significant at this point. Throws down that, so that's going to be 4 damage. Yeah, it's still not that significant. It's not worth spending our gold yet. So we're going to force him to see what he does with his gold. I mean, he can check pass here, and that's what he chooses to do, which is actually probably a good play. For us, it's going to let us net 2 cards. And we can throw that down. We don't need the loyal or the blitz effect, so maybe it might encourage him to spend his gold now. Now his Veldin isn't going to be able to hit our Sea Titan because that's untargetable. It still doesn't deal with the Muse, which is really going to be our primary factor to deal with. It is nice that we basically got our lesson learned back. See, so he stole it. That's not a big deal. But it spent his gold, so it's a card out of hand, which is significant. So in this case, what we can actually do is just bounce it back to our hand. So it didn't cost us anything. It gave a target, it burned a card out of his hand that would have been more useful later on, and it's untargetable. But his drawing of 2 cards is very significant. I don't want to waste the Flame Strike on it. But we need to have him burn his gold, that way we can bury it basically by Wave of Transformation. So he has Crystal Golem come out, probably to net 2 cards. See, now he's going for attack events. This is where we can play our Wave of Transformation, burying it so that he can't get the card advantage back. And then we can play out our Spore Beast. And then we know that he still has the champion in his hand that will allow him to bounce, which isn't too big of a deal to us. So we can attack with our wolf and see what happens here. Worst case, we're playing with combat tricks, or we're trading for the wolf. And that's perfectly fine. Wolf token for wolf token, that way we have less to deal with. And then we're going to check pass here. We're probably going to end up breaking our lesson learned if we don't need it, because it does allow us to get another wave of transformation going, which will let us tuck if he has anything that's really threatening out on the board. But with the Spore Beast, he could probably bounce it to hand. We have 2, so we're able to get both into blitz and really deal with combat fairly well. But we do need the card advantage and the card combo so that we can start moving forward, as his Muse set him up significantly further ahead than we actually are. Here he comes with Velen, showing us the Shadow Imp. Not a big deal. We can just play this right back out and show him. I'm not going to show him the Flame Strike, but we can show him the Brontosaurus. Then we can take 2 damage, it's not a big deal. Let's see. I kind of want to save the lesson learned because I do want the 2 cards. And the Wave of Transformation will let us tuck whatever he has in there, because he does know that we do have the Brontosaurus. 2 cards is technically what we need right now. We'll take the damage here. And we do have the Fire Shaman to combo off and put 6 damage. With the Spore Beast allowing us to deal with his Blitz 10. So he's going to chip us down here to 18 now. But you can see that he's burning a lot more time just waiting on these little attack passes to come through. So now he can either attack with the 10-13, which he knows is going to be removed from combat, or he can leave it back. And I'm just going to remove it from combat. It's going to leave it expended, which is good for us. And you get to see the time ticking down on his side. So I have an extra 2 minutes almost at this point. And we ended up getting Smash and Burn, so I'll get us some nice net cards here. Because what we're looking for is to getting something into play. And what we can do here is the Fire Shaman into the Brontosaurus, which will let us deal 3. And that'll let us take care of one of his tokens. We can play the T-Rex here to draw 2 cards. We're not going to let him know that we have burn, but we are going to start burning off those targets. Because they are important here right now. And we did pick up a Wave of Transformation if needed. So this right now is to bait out whatever he's going to play for his gold for turn. Because we can bring in Spore Beast and basically pull it back if it's in a dangerous position. However, it is also burning time off of his clock as he's sitting here making decisions. For me, this is a really easy decision as far as, okay, hey, I need to keep something. Now I can keep the Flame Shaman and deal with damage. I have the Spore Beast to keep me alive from his Blitzer. I have the 8-12, which can sit and tank all day and trade. Or I have the Rampaging T-Rex. The T-Rex does do a lot of damage, but its attacking every turn is significantly harder. I'm going to take the 8-12 because it can sit and it's doing enough to prevent damage to us at this point. But it did burn a card out of his hand that was well used in his position. However, it didn't really net any advantage. So he's bringing in the Shadow Imp. Really not worried about it. We do have the Wave of Transformation to take care of it later. Yeah, that is his best play at this point, is to put in 2 damage right now. Now my option here would have been to bring in Spore Beast, but with him not spending his gold, he's not really in a position, and I'm not too worried about the life total at this point, as I haven't seen anything more than just Sage out of him. So he's sitting there and he's basically playing mono Sage against me. Now he may have a few splashes in there, but it's not looking like he's having any direct damage, which could just be a false reading on his play, which is perfectly fine. If he does swing in with 10-13, we may decide to block and then use the Search and Burn. So he's using our stuff against us here right now. So what we can do right now is do these 2 and just remove it from combat, because it's going to come back to us next turn. He was hoping that was going to get in and allow him to win. So right here what we're going to do is do surprise attack, see if we can get a body. We couldn't get one, so we're going to take that 10, which is going to put us in a really dangerous range against Sage. He did draw that and get that to play pretty well. Now my other option here was to go Wave Transformation and just turn his stuff into tokens. But it's not getting us anywhere further ahead. And it would have left him with 3 tokens versus our 1. But no, he is definitely playing very well, and it is one of those things where some of the choices may not have been optimal, and you do know that they're coming. So he has the ability to bring that in, put another 2 points of damage on me. Not a big fan of that. This is going to put us at a point where we have 2 damage here. More than likely what he's going to do next turn is decide to attack and then tap for damage, which is when Wave of Transformation will become useful. So let's see what we can draw here, if we can draw a win coming out. Let's go in for an attack here. See if he decides to block. So what we're going to do is do Smash and Burn. Because while at 4, he does have the ability to tap if he does have draw the 0 cost. So he does Temporal Shift. Oh no, we have to banish something. We're going to banish one of our duplicate Wave of Transformations. Not a big deal to us. So he plays it back down. At this point, if we do Wave of Transformation, we're basically walking into the wall. So what we can do here is we can play this down, can play this, show off what we have, allow us to deal 4 damage, and then force him to have to play something to deal that 2 damage. Which again, does not leave us in a great position, but there is a possibility of coming back from here, depending on what card he draws and what's currently in hand. If we do get a chance to resolve, it's easy for us to take over. We can throw the 8 damage down his throat, and then start piling down on top of it. So he comes in with Blitz and Untargetable. He's showing us that he does not have very much with the Spirit and the Reset, which is perfectly fine. The Spirit is something we can deal with. We're going to Wave of Transformation here. Token versus token. Great position to put us back in a commanding position. And then that gets us T-Rex. We can flash both of these to draw 2 cards, which then puts us in a position with Muse to be able to deal with stuff. We have a Lightning Storm that will allow us to deal with the Flyer in his hand. So we're at a point where recovery is decent. That Muse that he had definitely put him in a position that was hard to deal with, but we're going to be able to deal with it a little bit better with our Muse, and hopefully being able to. Yeah, so he brings in the 5/4 Flyer. He's going to try and gain control of a creature. Not a big deal to us. We have the Lightning Storm, so that's going to be able to come in, kill off his Flyer plus another token. He's going to end up taking the T-Rex. And trying to use it against us. But the Lightning Storm is going to get us a 2-for-1 by taking out a token. So we can trade token for token, token for token, and token versus the giant beast here. So we put 4 on the Memory Spirit, 2 on the token, apply. So now we're back down to 3 versus 3. Our tokens will trade and we'll get our T-Rex back. Oh no, he actually gained control of it permanently, did he not? Let's see. So he used turn to gain control of target creature. So that was very good on him. That did take my threat. However, we do have a Muse here, so that's going to allow us to do a lot. Now, he is burning his time here. And when this is coming down to time being a very significant factor, in that he is in a position that he is winning, he is in the lead. So, burning your time here is not a good idea. So we play Muse out here. We're going to start drawing a card advantage. We knew what he was going to do there. Being able to put a Fireball and kill off the T-Rex is definitely a big significant push for us here. But what we're going to do here is kind of a little suboptimal as far as what we're attempting to achieve. We're going to swing in with the Muse and then probably use our Smash and Burn. That way we can get this 6 damage to a champion in play. So that if we use Fires of the Rebellion, we don't have to burn our Fireball to do the final kill. And then we're going to do our Smash and Burn here. Pick up more cards, which is what we needed here. So he took 7. Then we're going to pass priority over to him. And then the Fireballs will let us deal significant blows to what he's trying to achieve on the back end of his side here. I mean, the other option is we could sit here with the Wolf and chump block versus the T-Rex, but if he comes out with something with Blitz, which is exactly what he was planning to do here. So we go Fires of the Rebellion, deal 7 to a champion. Banish it, deal our other 6. Now we just got rid of the T-Rex, so it's not an issue for us. We are going to need to draw some cards here to deal with this Sea Titan. But we are looking at 3, 6, 7, 8. So we have 16 damage on board. The Flame Strike, we're going to put it as head. That way we can tuck away a few of the things, like a Wave of Transformation, and this can totally go underneath. It's not going to affect anything, and it's going to allow us to put them back in the deck. But it's also going to net us a card, which got us another Smash and Burn, so we're going to be able to draw some cards some more, which is significant when we're trying to look to burn out him. And with us having 8, 9, 10, 11, 14 points of damage, we have 16 here. We're drawing 2 cards a turn. We do have 2 damage to each player, so you're talking a decent pickup there. So let's see, we're talking 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, plus an additional 8 on his turn. Yeah, we can attack in here and see if he's going to block. Because if he's not going to block, we're going to use Smash and Burn, allowing us to net some cards. So that puts another 7 points damage on his head. Perfect for us. And this does have Ambush, so we can block and blitz and put another 4 points damage on him, should he come out with something more threatening. But you'd have to probably play something this turn to not be in a position to lose. So he's doing Ambush unblockable. It's not doing anything that's crazy, that's not allowing us to deal damage to him. And that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to Flame Strike him here. And then we're going to leave... we can throw our duplicates here, so Fires of the Rebellion. Going to throw that back underneath. And then we're going to pass to him. Really his only play here is to get something with Blitz and direct damage to us. And if he doesn't have it in hand, so we're going to have to discard. We're going to end up discarding Flash Fires, as it's going to deal damage to us. But we're talking double Flame Strike here, 2 Fireballs. So that's 3, that's 6, plus another 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, sorry. I kind of jumped ahead there in numbers in my head. And you can see he's burning out the clock on himself. And this is where we just... Good game. We'll banish this, get rid of that. Fireball at his face. And fireball at his face. So that was a very well played game versus him. Thank you for playing. It was definitely an enjoyable game. And thanks for watching.